From the ABC 7 Broadcast Center, this is ABC 7 News at 6 on your side.
First at 6, a U.S.-led coalition unleashes a barrage of Tomahawk missiles and airstrikes against terrorist targets inside Syria. President Obama is calling the wave of attacks a first step in an escalating fight against ISIL. Senior political reporter Scott Thuman is in our newsroom with more on the timing of this move and what's next. Scott?
Well, Maureen, let's look at the numbers first here. It added up to appear that we had about 22 separate targets that were focused on in Syria overnight. We may see even more this evening. U.S. forces having to step up the offensive going into Syria with word that enemies, a terror group other than ISIL, by the way, were close to conducting a terror attack. For the first time since this campaign began, U.S. fighter jets flying into Syria and carrying out deadly attacks. Also unprecedented, Arab nations alongside them.
The strength of this coalition makes it clear to the world that this is not America's fight alone. Above all, the people and governments of the Middle East are rejecting ISIL.
The targets not just against ISIL. The Pentagon says another highly serious threat was looming.
In terms of the Khorasan Group, which is a network of seasoned al-Qaeda veterans, these strikes were undertaken to disrupt imminent attack plotting against the United States and Western targets.
While they wouldn't say if the plot has been thwarted,
our initial indication is that these strikes were very successful.
but it's also only the beginning, they claim. Both terror groups continue to recruit foreign fighters, including U.S. citizens, willing to carry out their plans possibly here on U.S. soil. Secretary Kerry today addressing the United Nations.
The minds of these young men and women are poisoned by terrorists who brainwash them into committing unspeakable atrocities.
The Pentagon still assessing the damage from these attacks and if any leaders of the terror groups were killed. All of this, of course, on top of the other strikes going on right now in Iraq, totaling close to 200 right now. Maureen.
Thanks so much, Scott. And President Obama is making a point that the U.S. is not going into this battle alone. Military forces from Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates are all assisting in the operation. President Obama says that cooperation is unprecedented. Stay with ABC 7 for complete coverage on all our platforms of the attack on ISIL and other terror groups in the Middle East. For instant updates, turn to us on WJLA.com, Facebook, and Twitter. We will also have the latest on this story tonight on ABC 7 News at 11.